Hits 96, Chattanooga's #1 hit music station. Gino D here with you, and joining me via Zoom, the headliner for our Galentine's Day event coming up on February 12th. I would like to welcome Knox to the show. Knox, how we doing?
Hey, my man, I'm living, bro. Thanks for having me. I'm stoked to be here.
Absolutely. We are so excited for February 12th for Galentine's Day event, free event over at the Barrel House Ballroom, kind of our way of celebrating Valentine's Day. We're going to get into that. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But first, I kind of want to recap the last year you've had. It's been pretty incredible. In fact, I want to go back even a little bit further, maybe even more than just the year. Let's go back to the very beginning of Knox's musical journey. I know that you like to listen to bands like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco. Of course, Ed Sheeran kind of inspired you. You finally decided to pick up the guitar and go for it. Kind of talk about how you got your musical beginnings and then where it led to the EP and so on and so forth.
Yeah, dude. So, well, basically, I grew up just like loving music. Like, I don't know. I always knew that music just kind of hit me different than most people. Like, I always just like loved it. I just like had an obsession with it. But, I didn't learn how to like play anything or like instrument wise or write anything until I was like 19. I always knew I could like sing a little better than most guys. Like I could like
Okay.
sing high, and I was like, all right, that's a little like not normal. Um, and so yeah, dude, I went to college. I was in college at Ohio University to be a teacher, actually. Um, and I went for 2 years, and I went to like maybe three of those classes. Cause I started playing guitar and playing open mic nights, and it just like became an obsession. It like was a hobby, became an obsession. Then I basically was like, man, I really want to try this. And I know if I'm going to try and make it happen, it's not going to happen in Athens, Ohio. So I moved down to Nashville and just started writing songs. The whole goal was always to just write songs for other artists. And yeah, I basically I did that for like 3 4 years,
Hmm.
and then was lucky enough I signed a publishing deal to be a staff writer for this company called River House. Which it's funny, they're actually a country publishing
Okay.
company, but yeah, but I got signed there. They gave me a job. I'm super thankful, love them. And yeah, right when I signed, I had 7 songs that I had written that I just thought were all really good, and recorded them with a friend of mine actually back home in Ohio. This guy Cam Becker, who's still my producer today.
Nice.
Um, and yeah, dude, I went up, recorded them, and brought them back to my publishers, and they were like, dude, no, like I brought it back to pitch to other artists, and they were like, dude, nobody else is gonna, like, you have to be the one who sings these. And yeah, so they pretty much, I was pretty much, my lawyer and my manager were
Wow.
like, you
Wow.
you need to make a TikTok.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
You're right. And I was pretty against that at first, to be honest. I was like, ah, dude, I just want to like be a songwriter, whatever. And they were like, listen, let's just put out one song, and whatever happens, if it doesn't do well, we won't make you put out any more music. And I was like, okay. And then the first song I put out was my song Sneakers. And
And the rest is
yeah,
history.
it just kind of snowballed out of control. And now, hey, now I'm on the radio talking to you, brother. It's kind
Yeah.
of crazy.
No, it is. It is amazing. And actually, now I was introduced to your music by a friend of mine when Sneakers came out, right? He
Yeah.
actually sent it. He goes, you got to listen to this guy. He's refreshing. That was the word, refreshing. It's because I came from a pop punk background as well. Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy. I love that sound. And when I
Yeah.
first heard your song Sneakers, I was like, wow, he's bringing it back. I felt like you were kind of bringing it back with on your shoulders. It's like, I'm bringing back
Thank
this
you,
pop
bro.
punk sound. And I absolutely loved it. And then, of course, TikTok got a hold of it. It
Yeah.
blew up. Now there's a TikTok dance that went absolutely viral. Now it has over
Yes, sir.
28 million streams. So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's reflect on that moment when you knew that Sneakers all of a sudden hit. How did that change your life? How did it impact your career? What was the mind process behind that?
Dude, it was really, it's really odd, man. So I was on a family vacation when it happened, right? So
Okay.
my dad has 7 siblings. I have 26 first cousins, right?
Wow. All right.
Yeah, and every year we go to Norris Lake in Tennessee. We go to the lake house, and that my aunts and uncles, they all rent it out, and we all go. So there's like 50 people in one house, right? And so I always say there's like a version of me that existed before that vacation. And then when I came back to Nashville, there was a whole nother version of like, so basically what happened was that whole week was the week that my manager and lawyer said to make a TikTok. So the whole week I'm like making these videos, and I'm like on the younger side of my family,
Sure.
but I'm still, I was 24, I'm 26 now. And, So I'm like making these TikToks, and all my older cousins are like, dude, you're making TikToks, bro. Like, what are you doing? And I kept saying them like to them. I was just kind of manifesting. I was saying one of these is gonna go by the end of the week, and I promise you. And sure enough, like the fourth one I ever made, like I woke up the next morning, and like all my aunts are like in the kitchen the next morning, and they're like, "You got to go look at your social media." And it was like I went to bed with like 111 TikTok followers, and I woke up with like 55K.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, it was literally like overnight. And so, but then it was weird because I went back to Nashville. So that happened the last day of the vacation, and then I went back to Nashville, and I specifically remember going out with my friends that night. You know, I hadn't been home in a week. I went out into East Nashville with my friends, and it was like I think I got stopped on the sidewalk like 7 times, like back to back to it was weird. And yeah, pretty much since then, like I said, there was just a version of me that I was in Nashville, nobody knew who I was, which like I liked it that way, which I still like it this way, whatever. But
Sure.
there was that version, and then I came back, and it was like all of a sudden I felt like I just kind of had eyes on me. And so it was an interesting adjustment, just
I
something
bet.
that I was, yeah, like something I wasn't really ready for in a way, but I'm not sure anybody is really ready for something like that to happen. You know what I mean? So I still, man, I'm just taking it day by day and loving every second.
Well, congratulations on all this success. So, of course, that's off the first EP, How to Lose a Girl in 7 Songs. People are loving it. It's great. Now, fast forward a few months, and all of a sudden, October 2023, you drop I'm So Good at Being Alone, another
Yes,
EP,
sir.
another 7 songs for us to dive into. And that includes Not the 1975. That's the song we're currently playing on Hits 96. People are loving it. In fact, we're actually throwing in your acoustic version a little bit here and there as well to
Oh,
get people
let's
ready.
go, dude.
Get people ready
Thank you,
for
man.
Galentine's Day. Absolutely. Let's talk about that song a little bit. What should we know the next time we hear it? Was that actually based on a real conversation with a girl, or is it just the fantasy world for Knox?
Dude, that was a real conversation.
Awesome. I was hoping
Well,
so.
in a way, I kind of switched the words, but basically, I was in LA with one of my best friends, Spencer Jordan, who I write like pretty much all my music with. Me and him have been writing songs for 6 years. And yeah, we went out to, it was like our last day on this writing trip. We were out in LA, and it was we were out with some friends, whatever, and I was talking to this girl. You know, I was trying to be cool, I'm like, yeah,
Sure.
she was like saying she was asking what I did, and I told her I was a musician. She was like, yeah, like I bet you are. Everybody here is a musician. I was telling her, I was like, I was playing the cool card. I was like, no, I just like signed a record deal. I'm like with Atlantic. I'm like, whatever. And she literally said, she was like, okay, that's sweet, but you'll never be Maddie Healy. That was like exactly, and I was like, awesome. And then I woke up the next morning, dude. It was like a fever dream, dude. I woke up the next morning, and I had an acoustic guitar on the couch that I was sleeping on next to me. And I picked it up, and the first thing out of my head was just she said, I like your confidence bunch. And from that one line, I like went into Spencer's room, and I was like, dude, we can make a whole song off of just this. So whatever this is, we can make a whole song around it. And sure enough, we did. And so it's sick to see like the love it's getting and how it's really getting around and how many people it's connecting with, because me and that guy Spence, we've been writing songs for 6 years. So it's like, it really is like a dream come true to see something that him and I just made together on acoustic guitar,
Mhm.
really do its thing. It's a really special thing to see. And so we're super grateful, man.
We're absolutely loving it. And then, of course, and we only have a few minutes left here, but
Yeah.
it obviously leads to now a headlining tour. First headlining
Yes.
tour kicks off on the 30th. It's going to be right before our Galentine's Day show. In fact, that'll be kind of a little exclamation point at the end. Let's talk 2 more questions. Let's talk about the headlining tour. How excited are we, and what can we expect? I know it's already sold out. It's incredible.
Yeah, dude. I'm so excited. It's so cool, man. I've done some touring, and you know, I've opened for people. So you're kind of going there to win people over, and it's going to be really cool to play shows that you feel like you already have won over. And so they're just excited to see you and play the songs. And yeah, I'm stoked. We're playing some new songs that nobody's heard yet, and we have like
Nice.
full blown lighting show. Awesome opener, Mary Jo Young, who's one of my good friends who I've written some songs for. So yeah, it's gonna be really special, dude. It's gonna be really special, and I'm excited.
I actually saw you when you came to Chattanooga. You're opening for the band Camino, and
Oh,
man, you
dude.
you crushed it too. I don't think I've ever seen an artist kind of win over a crowd that quickly. And then at the end, you were down in the crowd with everybody as the band Camino's performing and giving hugs and just going around shaking hands. It was a pretty awesome thing to see. It was,
Oh,
it was
bro.
really cool.
Thank you, man. Dude, you were there for the beginning. That was the fourth show I've ever played in my life. So that's
Oh,
really
wow.
dope that you were there, man.
Yo, we were
Thanks for
there.
that.
In fact, I think you gave my boss Todd a hug as you were walking by. You were
Let's
so
go.
pumped. That
Hey,
was
I
so
was just
awesome.
great. I'm grateful for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to ever forget that, dude. That's sick.
Absolutely. And after seeing that crowd reaction, that's when we're like, if we have a chance to get Knox to come back to Chattanooga, we want to make it happen for Hits 96. And that's exactly what's happening. Coming up February 12th, Galentine's Day. It's going to be coming fresh off your tour, which is awesome because you already have that hype behind you. And then you'll be able to give us a special acoustic set. Let's talk about that just a little bit, and then we'll let you go. What's the difference between maybe a live set and an acoustic set with Knox?
Dude, it's gonna be awesome, man. I really like the thing that got me into music was got me into playing music was the singer songwriter, like the Ed Sheerans of the world and things like that. And when I moved to Nashville, I used to play on writers rounds, and so I kind of got my start just playing on, excuse me, random stages with an acoustic guitar, and I haven't done that in 3 years, and so it's honestly it's gonna be really cool to you know, be able to do something like this, but then really it's like, man, I'm not doing anything different than what I was doing 6 years ago at the end of the day. And I think that's really cool. So I'm hyped, man. I'm thankful you guys are having me.
Absolutely. We're so happy to have you. It's going to be an awesome show. Again, that's February 12th, Barrel House Ballroom. We have a local act opening up for you. They're called Lilac Line. You're going to love them. They're amazing. Perfect
Let's
vibe
go.
for what you guys have going on. And we can't wait to see you. One final question. I saw that was the last one, though. But what are we looking forward to the future? Obviously, after the tour, is a full album coming?
Dude, we got all I can say is we're never gonna I will never make anybody wait for music. All right. We got we
I
got
love
we
it.
got so much coming and we're not stopping. We're not taking the pedal off the gas. We have more shows, more music, more everything. I got surprises. I'm hyped. So yeah, let's go.
Excellent. We'll be there the whole step of the way. And thank you again for doing the show. And thank you for doing this interview. We'll talk to you on February 12th. Have a great tour.
Heck yeah, Gino. See you there, brother.
All
Thanks.
right, man. Take it easy.
Peace.
Hits 90.